course, we have the FBI training 10,000 garbage collectors across the country to look for this exact kind of suspicious behaviour. And now, according to Peter King, this is on Infowars.com, soon to be chairman of the House Homeland Security Committee, questioning the official story of 9/11 is, quote, a vile remark and could make you subject to investigation. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is why, as the FBI is busy entrapping all those mentally deficient Muslim patsies by directly giving them the explosives and then arresting them and labelling it an ominous sign of the terror threat, Homeland Security, Big Sis, is fighting the terrorists by spying on Tea Party groups, you know, liberals, conservatives, anti-drilling activists, Second Amendment groups, and even state reps, as we recently saw in Pennsylvania. So the real threat has been identified as politically aware Americans who actually try to exercise their constitutional rights, and failing that, even worse, you know, nice guys who appear normal are also now domestic terrorists, according to these state and federal documents and literature. And let's not forget that the Department of Defense lists low-level terrorism in their own documents, lists protest, I should say, as low-level terrorism in their own documents. So directly identifying any organisation, any demonstration, any political protest as an act of low-level terrorism. This is the new definition. These are the signs that people will be reporting on under Big Sis's new See Something, Say Something campaign. And what's the outcome of this Stasi informant society that they're now creating? Well, we're starting to find out. Associated Press today. Headline, police. Flyer wrongly accuses Philly man in deaths. Some locals had some grudge against this man, so they plastered up his photo, his name and address on a flyer, accusing him of being behind all these rapes and murders in the area. Again, precisely, as I was talking about yesterday, the very thing that's being encouraged by government, and it's exactly what happened in Nazi Germany and Soviet-controlled East Germany. The tattletale tips are completely useless. They've got nothing to do with security. This is about self-serving people who have been brainwashed to feed on each other, turning in their neighbour for something they didn't do, you know, merely just to get even. And it harks back to Robert Galately's Florida University study, which we also briefly mentioned yesterday. People did it for reasons of personal grandeur, for career prospects. There was even one example of somebody who lived with another couple, and they were not the cleanest individuals when using a shared bathroom. So they reported them to the local Gestapo as being, you know, a political subversive, and they were carted off to the work camp. And now we're starting to see this filter into America, where people are reporting their neighbours for rapes and murders which they had nothing to do with, simply to get back at them for a grudge. So it's already unfolding. And all this information that they report, remember, is being sent directly to these federal fusion threat centres, where they then use it to identify suspected terrorists. And what's the purpose? It's to make Americans rigidly conform their behaviour, their every action, everything they say, to what's expected of them by their rulers. You know, if you don't get on the bandwagon of government cult worship, then you will be reported on by your neighbours. That's the fear they're trying to instill. You know, you will not exercise any of your constitutional rights, you will not own firearms, you'll not speak out against the state, and you will not organise a demonstration or protest. It's about chilling free speech. It's got nothing to do with the terrorist patsies that the FBI gives the bombs to and then says, look, they were going to conduct a bombing after we gave them the explosives. So it's about creating this chilling atmosphere, this environment where everyone is petrified of Big Sis knocking at the door, It's about Americans becoming obsessed about every potential minor transgression, scared that their neighbor might misconstrue their behavior as suspicious and inform on them, as the message from Janet Napolitano, Big Sis plays at the Walmart checkout, report suspicious activity. Again, the nature of that activity is never defined in the message. But then you look at the information that's being put out by these authorities, and it's Ron Paul supporters owning gold bullion, organizing a political rally, organizing a meeting, just any behavior whatsoever, even banal things. The Texas Department of Public Safety, you know, being a nice guy, they say, is a potential sign of terror. Appearing normal in the way you dress, your appearance, potential sign of terror. So it's a catch net to include everyone. It's guilty until proven innocent. And when everybody's a terrorist, then they can use that justification to collect information about the entire population. So it's about creating this fear factor where people are afraid to exercise their rights for fear that it would be misconstrued as terror. Now that every political activity has been characterized as potential terrorism. So what's the solution? Well, as the old cheesy saying goes, feel the fear and do it anyway. I mean, the only way you can combat a flagrant attempt to carry out what is an end run around the Bill of Rights by making people afraid to exercise those rights is just to exercise them more strongly and proudly than ever before. And because we've become so fractured as a society and people are trained to be suspicious of one another, then they're exploiting that to its maximum degree to try and make people not exercise their rights for fear that that might happen, that their neighbor might become one of the local tattletales under this Big Sis Stasi campaign. So you've just got to explain to people, you've got to explain to your friends and neighbors that distrust of government is the highest form of patriotism. They've tried to define it as a mental disorder. Now they're trying to define it as a sign of potential terrorism. But the fact is that the only terrorists are a government that would try to destroy dissent, because that's what the founding fathers embraced. And now they're trying to destroy everything that America stands for under this onslaught against the Constitution. We'll be back with your call. Stay tuned.
In a coming apart world, you need something to keep it tied together. That something is Atwood Rope, the highest quality rope made in the USA, from exotic braids for military, rescue, arborists, shipyards, tow line, or boating. Quality rope at affordable prices you and your customers can depend on. Find a dealer or shop online at atwoodrope.net. Enter promo code RADIO to receive 100 feet of 550 paracord free with purchase. Atwood Rope, working to keep the world tied together.
Hi, this is Ted Anderson. Have you ever wondered why banks, stockbrokers, investment advisors won't talk about gold IRAs? They've been available since 1986, yet the financial industry won't recognize the value of gold for your retirement. Gold has outperformed paper investments, yet no word about IRAs. If you would like to have gold for your retirement, call 800-686-2237. Don't get left behind by rising inflation and low returns. Call 800-686-2237. Secure your future and call 1-800-686-2237. Making the right decisions is a challenge to investors. Are we going to see economic growth, slide into a recession, or at worst, depression? Hi, Ted Anderson from Midas Resources. We all know when a company acts irresponsibly, divesting ourselves in a move towards safety is prudent. When the market becomes volatile, U.S. Treasuries are a safe haven. But what do you do when the U.S. government overextends itself and spends beyond its means? Many investors are turning toward gold as a common-sense alternative to traditional paper investments. Midas Resources has put together a powerful powerful book titled 10 Reasons to Own Gold, discussing costs, benefits, risks, featuring full-color illustrations, weights, and measures. The book is free and can be yours by calling 800-686-2237. Paper investments are dwarfed by gold's 6,000-year history. Discover how gold may be right for you and your IRA by calling 800-686-2237. Whether buying or it's time for you to sell, the book is free. Call 800-686-2237.
They helped to create a new world order.
We are part of a new world order.
A new world order based upon collective action.
Invisible Empire is a damning indictment of the globalists through their own words and documents.
The New World Order really is a tool for addressing a new world of possibilities.
It means all the world under their control.
The United Nations would take over America. The Trilateral Commission would control the world.
Invisible Empire chronicles how men of power and influence have worked in stealth for centuries to establish an oppressive world government.
I believe, first of all, that we now need nothing short of a world constitution for the global financial system.
Global governance with the establishment of the G20.
So it's going to be an inner ruling elite and then everyone else. And I got news for you. You're everyone else.
Invisible Empire. Secure your copy today at Infowars.com or PrisonPlanet.com, or watch it online in the highest quality at PrisonPlanet.tv.
9 years, thousands of clients worldwide, amazing results. And here's more proof of the effectiveness of how Heart and Body Extract supports good circulation and healthy arterial flow.
My name is Crystal. I'm a 45-year-old and live in Houston, Texas. I was diagnosed with having mitral valve prolapse 10 years ago. My cardiologist said surgery and drugs was the only thing he could offer me.
What did Crystal do?
I ordered Heart and Body Extract in August 2006. When I first took my first 15 drops, I embraced the formula and could even feel the goodness of the formula starting to work.
Clean, clear arteries are happy arteries after using Heart and Body Extract. Learn more at hbextract.com or call 866-295-5305. That's hbextract.com or call 866-295-5305. HB Extract comes with a 100% ironclad money-back guarantee. Details at hbextract.com or call 866-295-5305.